Yeah, there you go.
So, and I'm also proud of Aagaard, which I cannot pronounce correctly, but which have changed his name after a bit.
Oh, did he have a different name before?
Kushal is saying, this is one of those rare moments where we'll see Sam get killed.
I actually think I solved these pretty well. I mean, there were a few I was unsure about, but for the most part, I thought these weren't that hard.
Actually, this is a one-on-one fight today between you and your manager.
Oh, Doug's here. Okay.
I think he should be here. Yeah, he's here. Yes, Doug is our high scorer this week.
Oh, wow. Okay. How many
You have to invent some wrong answers to end beneath him.
How many did he get?
I'm not sure you can invent enough wrong answers, so let's not go there.
Oh, okay. I see how it is. Making fun of Doug, are we? That's not very nice.
Do I have any recommendation on how to improve positional play? Yes, watch your lens lessons. Also, if you like close positions, you should watch Sam's lessons.
Those are good recommendations.
So yeah, Doug had a high score, 8.9. The 0.9 was because there was one variation where he gave everything was right until the end where he stepped into mate. I thought I had to deduct something for him, even if it was the very length end of the line. But it was beyond the point where I would have let everyone else get away with a tick for the line up to that point. So, okay, should we jump straight into the positions and try not to make this a very long session?
Sure. All right, so this one here, I thought was actually just a candidate move and pretty easy. Rook c6 seems to win the game immediately, unless I'm missing something.
Yeah, it's sort of a little bit prophylaxis as well. Actually, Antipov played c3, which certainly also ends the game immediately. But
sure,
that didn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, funnily enough, I actually spent a lot of time on Queen b8 check before deciding it didn't work, slowing down, and then just finding Rook c6.
Yeah, so I think you sort of have to understand that this doesn't work. Yeah. Because you have to see that in this position here, no, this was not exactly the line I'm thinking about. Well, but there are some lines where there's Queen e8. Yeah, here, Queen e8. Yes.
Yeah, right. So that was one. I was thinking Queen f5 check instead of Rook takes a6 as well, or Rook c6 instead of Rook a6, but none of them worked. Like Queen f5, for example, if Bishop f6, we can go Queen c8, King wherever, Queen b7, or sorry, King f7, Queen b7, but Bishop back to e7, and the Rook is still protected, and we haven't really made progress. I mean, I couldn't figure this out. Someone says, I thought white is better after Queen e8, but if black plays Queen e8, I thought knight c6 won immediately.
No, but it was in that line with Rook a6, he meant.
Oh.
I don't think white's better there. But it's not so important whether or not he thinks white's a little better or whether it's equal. Yeah. The key point is that we should just mention one more line, which is here. Also, we have Queen e8 as a move. We don't get Queen takes e6 check. So once we see all this, we can see that here Queen e8 is out of the picture. Black takes on c6 is certainly winning.
But I mean, he doesn't have a move. He's just busted immediately. Like,
yeah, I don't think we need to find the
someone says Rook d4. Actually, that's not a bad point. What happens after Rook d4?
Then this is an important point, and here this move is very strong.
Oh, okay.
And I understand that that's a tricky one. This is the killer homework.
Right.
So here there are huge problems for black. We have taking on e6, we have check and knight e5, and we have check and take on e6.
Yeah.
You cannot defend against all of them. If you take here, okay, we take an e6, and of course more move will be played, but that's.
I mean, you are a clean pawn up with the queen and knight against queen and bishop and the open king. I mean, come on.
Not every position you have to calculate to checkmate. That's not the point of calculation. Point of calculation is to make a decision. And of course, then here we have, well, there's queen e8, but it's not as fun as it once was.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Let's go to the next one. So 1 out of 1.
This-
Who is there's a question if rook d8 after knight d3. I see what your point is. I see what his point is here, because rook d8. I think your point is you want to take here with perpetual. Should I take first here? So yeah. Keep questions which are not about this position to the very end of the class. But okay, this queen and knight being better than queen and bishop, it's a big discussion, because the question is, when strong players assume that queen and knight is better than queen and bishop, they will intuitively go for it in advantageous positions. And that's why you cannot say it's proof that it's better, but it's generally understood that queen and knight is better than queen and bishop, and rook and bishop is better than rook and knight. But
I thought queen and knight is only better if the king is open.
It's a big discussion. I think every position is sort of different. Okay, if you play if you play here, I'll play here, and we'll play the endgame. At least.
If you want an endgame, shouldn't you take a6?
I'll do that in a moment.
Okay.
No, it's here we are not.
All right, fair enough.
Did I influence Gelfand on anything in his books? I wrote them. Okay, this one here, black to play. Everyone got that right. So did you, right?
Yeah, CB2, queen G4. If rook G4, rook D1 is made. If bishop G7, rook D1, all the same. It's
just made. This one was very easy.
Number 3, I thought was the hardest one on this page.
The only one who got this one wrong was Mosevich.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, he played
was it blitz?
King H7.
Was it a blitz game?
No.
Oh, okay. Must have been super low on time.
So
this one was tough. I mean, I thought it was queen G5 or resign, but I couldn't find anything for white. I mean, it was sort of hard to believe, but like, if e6, I thought rook fe8 was just barely holding on, or I mean, maybe there's a win, but I couldn't find it. And I thought everything else I'm just resigning immediately. So like, for example, if I play queen e7, I was calculating there is gh5, bishop h5, rook f5, bishop g6, rook g5, threatening e6.
Okay, so you lost me as usual, yeah. So if queen e7,
I thought gh5, bishop takes h5, rook f5, bishop g6, rook g5, and e6 is not messing around, so I'd expect queen e6, and then f4 comes, and it's just gone, I think. So
this is very bad.
So like, I just thought that if I basically, I mean, g5 is trapping the queen on move 1, so I have to move my queen, or play hg4. I think hg4 gets crushed by rook g4 and d6. And so, I mean, guess it depends where the queen goes. But
yeah, like, it's actually e6 is not.
Well, I mean, like if queen h7, for example.
You play here, I play here.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's just.
And if you play here, f4 is very strong.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, this just looks utterly hopeless.
Yeah, it's the kind of things where you don't calculate it to the end. There's no brownie points for that.
I basically just saw queen g5, decided I didn't find a win for white, and just said I have to play it.
It's elimination.
Yeah.
It's that simple. You have to choose a move for black.
After e6 is rook f8 only move.
That I shall so just check. Yeah, rook fe8 only move.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, e6, rook fe8.
Yeah.
And the other rook doesn't go there because of e7 or something?
The rook, yeah, white can play rook
take an h5, yeah. Here.
Or take h5 or whatever.
Yeah, if so you go here, it's...
Just gh5 should be good enough. And then e7 is coming.
Okay. Yeah, it's I would call it unclear, but yes, it's you know, the engine
Yeah.
does these kind of things because that's how engines think.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Here, same game as earlier.
So I said B3 was immediately resign.
It is. It is not what he played.
I mean, like, why wouldn't, I mean, you kick the rook away, keep your knight safe, your pawn safe, and then you take all his stuff. You tried to take the stuff first.
This is winning. But I understand that people are thinking, but something else also wins. So I don't know if you actually, now most people will know this because who's submitted it. This was actually played in the game. Here, and then after
Bishop E7.
Bishop E7, Queen B7, and the game continued here, and you recognize the position, obviously.
Right,
but here in this position, I don't know if you saw that the black had a better defense.
Better than that. Hang on. This one was. It's not rook c8. Then there's knight c6. There was some move here that I'm trying to. Shahil has spoiled it for me with rook b4, but
no, I don't think so.
Oh, because then queen b4, queen f8, queen back to b7, so it's not going to work. But
you wanted to go to a bad queen ending, but it's bad.
Hang on, let me think. Can we not start with queen takes a4?
I have to play c3, I guess. Knight c6, queen c2 is made. So
right, and then like queen b5 or something.
No, stop, slow down.
Rook d4 there, and then you can give perpetual, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. Okay. No, but I mean, b3 just felt so automatic. Just, I mean.
Yeah, I think this is something which we've talked about this before. That well, it's now what 7.5 years we've been working,
yeah.
And me forcing you to do all these things for all these years have not only improved your ability to calculate, but it's certainly also improved your intuition.
Yeah, especially for dynamic positions. I mean, this one here I also thought was actually very easy. It's just like the Bologan Wang Hao game. I mean, you need the king in front of you need the pawns to defend the king, so king h4.
Yes. So in the game, Blue Bomb he took here and was perpetual.
Okay, but king h4 is absolutely resigned, right?
Yeah, so this is here. So let's see if I can find the line that went wrong for someone also. So also this was suggested by someone.
But this is.
This was a.
Well, queen h2.
What?
I mean, queen h2 is not winning, but bishop f7 looks even better.
Bishop f7.
I mean, queen h2 also, but like also as soon as you see queen h2, you have to realize it's not working for you either.
Yeah, I still like the fact that. Yeah. The thing is, if you play queen h2 first, there's rook takes f7.
Right. So you start with bishop f7. Yeah. This is very nice, though.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it, I have to say.
G6 wasn't even necessary there either. The rook was hanging on c7.
Okay. Well, queen g7, knight e5, queen e5. Is that what you're going for?
I don't know.
You don't play with your food. Yeah, okay. There was a number.
No, knight e5, queen f7.
There was a number of guys who sort of wanted to go this way, but here the idea is, of course, if I do something like this, rook g7 is made. But there's a number of moves, for example, here, where the king is not going to find safety as it does in our.
Sorry, is rook g7 not mate?
Sorry?
Rook g7 isn't mate here. Oh, there's king h8.
Yeah, there's king h8. This is really the key point.
I don't know. I mean, I just played Bughouse and said, where do I want my king? And chose h5, so.
So our main line here is, of course, king h4, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have queen g1.
So
And
h3.
actually, it works to take here. Oh, sorry,
okay.
sorry. Where am I? Here, king h8. Yeah, where actually it works to take here,
Oh,
and then here. But this
sure.
is a profoundly weird line.
Yeah, I thought just king h5.
Yeah. No. It's king h4 and king h8. The most
Okay.
natural is queen e7. Queen
Sure.
h7, and then your king h5 as well, and knight g6.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That's very nice. Then we have queen e1, trying to do something like this, and it's okay. It's nothing special. And queen g1 is our main line.
So h3.
No.
I'll take this first. Does h3 not win?
It does, but it's just transposition.
Okay.
It's no big difference, but okay.
Yeah. And then my whole point was really like just get the king safe, and then I win without second thought.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this one I thought was the trickiest, and from the
actually
people who tried to solve it, I think this is what most. How many got this right? Do you think 1 or 2, something like that?
I didn't think this was that hard, mainly just because I absolutely hated White's position until I found what I thought was basically crushing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, I thought here we have to go knight cd5.
Okay, so let's look at some other things. No, let's look at knight cd5 first. Okay.
Right. So the point is now that after e takes d5, bishop takes e5, because we have left the knight on e3, there is no bishop g4.
Mm-hmm.
And I just couldn't find a move for black here. If de4, I believe queen h5 is coming, and I couldn't find a defense because bishop e4 is on the way. Just bishop c3 or something, and this is hopeless.
Yeah, bishop c3 also good, of course.
Knight g4 is nice, but bishop c3 I thought.
Yeah, no, I have both as winning.
But like, for example, after queen takes h5, I just had to like make sure there's one line. Yeah, so de4, queen h5. If f6, I think bishop e4 wins. So there's queen takes e5. And now
made, yeah.
not that easy. So, but what I came up with was queen h7 check.
Okay, you want queen check, okay.
And then king f7, bishop g6, king e6, and knight f5. And this is, I mean, come on.
Okay, yeah, this winning in many ways here, yeah.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to be a little careful because with the queens attacking each other, it's not so easy to just keep the king in the corner, but the king in the center is good as well.
Manish was thinking the same way I was, which was keep the king in the kill zone and just bring in the knight.
Oh, yeah, that's very nice as well. Okay, well,
okay,
1-0 is 1-0.
Here, but I'm sure that some people wondered, what about this?
I thought just e takes d5 was good enough then. And do I not have take c4, take e7? Or is it better to take on f4 instead? Yeah.
Totally overwhelming position.
Yeah, it's typical. I mean,
looks stupid. So the difference between knight ed5 and knight cd5
is you need to not allow bishop g4.
Yes. So here, and if you take with the pawn now, or take here, then comes this.
And then
it's very important move.
Oh, I didn't even see d4. I just thought it's horrible to play f3. It's a nice move.
Yeah, this makes it even more horrible. Also, you don't have bishop c3, which you really use in many lines.
Yeah, and the knight on e3 is just a better piece, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so a number of people, wanted to go here and try to do something in the E line, but that's a very direct refutation, which is here.
Sure.
And piece up.
Yep.
It's just nothing. And there were some other suggestions. So in the game, queen h5 was played.
Yeah, so bishop f6. I thought bishop f6 was very important now, and I couldn't find a way through.
And Vitugov took here. And g6 played, and here, and maybe White's better, maybe not. He won the game, but not because of this position. Yeah,
I mean, bishop f6 was bothering me because, like, I thought it was basically only move after queen h5, but I also thought it was good enough.
Yeah, both statements are right. Here, if you play knight d3, you get.
Oh, what, this?
Yeah.
That wasn't my thought. After knight d3, I thought we'd take on a5 and go bishop c7 and then pin the knight.
This wasn't so bad. In a few moves, when you checkmate, you will change your story.
Oh, I mean, I barely considered this. Was there a problem with queen a5?
Really not, but this is.
I mean, I got queen a5, rook a6, bishop c7, and you resign immediately. I take the knight, I take c4, and I just take black stuff.
Maybe I can take on b2.
After bishop c7?
Yeah.
Rook b1? I thought this was just
Got a
immediately.
lot of hanging pieces. Do I have some version of bishop c7, bishop f6, maybe?
And then bishop b6, rook a6 or something?
Yeah.
And then knight c4, and then...
And knight b2.
Knight b2 back, rook b6, then knight to a4.
No, knight b2. What do you play? Knight
takes b2.
Let's play bishop c3. You
bishop d4. Yeah.
So rook b6, you might take an a4, it's fine.
Yeah? Oh, Tom has a very nice variation. Bishop c7, rook a6. He can play rook a6, bishop b6, and then knight b2. That's a better move order than your line.
Yeah, this is reversing the move order. That's good.
Yeah, that's clever. That probably is why this is not great, but yeah. Okay, well.
No, that's nice. Okay, let's move into the field of dynamics, because that's I wrote on a lot of the sheets in feedback. This week's homework was all about momentum.
Yeah. So
Sam, so far we have counted your points and you're doing fine.
So this one I wanted queen b2, and I thought what a really good position.
Okay, that's the first mistake.
Ah, god
this
darn
was
it.
Played in the game, 8-6.
And it's knight h3, I guess, and take on h4,
yeah.
bishop e5 or something.
Yeah, and you're a little better. It's compensation, but that's it.
For sure. Okay. There was something stronger?
Yeah. So here in this position, I should just say this was mentioned by a number of people. So here, and some here like going for seeing if there's an advantage, but it's not really there. It's the main point here is piece down. So okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking for goofy stuff as well, like queen h5, h6, queen g6.
What's the Shankland principle here?
What happens if I do it anyway?
Yeah, what's the move you want to play anyway?
Bishop e5, queen h5.
Crash through. Hulk, smash.
I barely considered it.
Yeah. Candidates.
So I guess if rook c3, we go take.
We have a few lines here. First of all, just for.
Okay, but this is
just pointless. Yeah, it is.
Well, pointless. Oh, okay. C3 is defended. Yeah, then it's pointless.
The only reason this wouldn't work is if black takes. So we'll start with bishop takes, because it's simple to take apart. Something like this.
Oh, and a3 is hanging too. Nice.
And for example, we can take everything like this.
That's nice.
It's a very nice line, but there are other ways of doing it.
So what if rook c3 though? This would be the move.
Rook c3 is the main line. And here there are two ways of winning. First, I'm going to show you, I think this is Doc's line. And I have to say, when I saw it, I thought about giving him bonus points.
Okay.
But you know me, I'm not like that. So bishop e5.
Oh, whoa. Oh, and you want rook c1?
You got this one wrong. Maybe this was Boris then.
So it's queen h5 now?
I think 2 or 3 had this. Had 2 or 3 guys had this made. Yeah.
That's really nice.
Tom had it. Yeah. Here and okay.
That's great.
And Boris had it. Yes. It's sometimes it's hard to distinguish between Boris and Doc for me in my mind, because I'm always sitting there knowing that they compare solutions after feedback. So this line was actually not the computer line, which was much more prosaic. which was.
But come on, that's the line. That's the one, right?
It is the line. I made it the main line, but
actually, wait, hang on. After bishop e5, what if black plays h6?
That's a good question. Guys, do you want to defend your line? Bishop takes c3, bishop c3, knight e6.
Bishop takes e6. I'm not convinced there.
Bishop e6.
Bishop e5 or b4 or something. b4. Keep the rook out. Why would that? White, black might be better there even. Okay, I think we should go bishop c3, rook c3, and d6, and then get the rook to c7.
Tom is suggesting queen h5. I think the problem here is maybe bishop e8.
Sure, seems natural enough.
I think that this is wrong. Here it's unconvincing, yeah.
So,
what if I take this way?
And then if hg. Rook c7.
My instinct is rook c7, but somehow I also want you to take here because I want to take the knight.
Okay, suppose I indulge you and take on c3 instead of taking on g5. What was your big idea? And then take on g5?
Well, here I had two ideas. I had, well, the first one was actually just taking the knight. Maybe
Sure.
I'll start with that.
But yeah, no,
It's
you're
not-
right. But why would we take the? Yeah.
It's not so clear though, right?
No, what was the other solution you were saying?
Well, the other idea here was queen b2, but it's sort of similar.
Then there's queen e7.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
So
Queen b2, b4. I wanted to play bishop b4, and I'm happy to take on e6 and g5 and a8 and everywhere. So that's not the issue. Yeah,
h6.
okay, let's slow down here.
This is not clear. I mean, maybe a computer will find a win. I'm not seeing it. My h6 move may have ruined y'all's brilliant variation.
No, not at all. Bread and butter chess wins here. I checked.
What does computer say?
No, but what are the most natural moves to play here in this position?
Like bishop takes c3.
Yeah, let's play without playing fancy. Take here, yeah, and take that. Next
Rook
move,
takes.
very obvious.
Rook c3.
Actually, you can take here.
Okay, and after hg5.
I think you have rook fg1.
Ah, that's the move. Yeah, that's what we need.
So here the rook coming to 7th rank and all this hanging.
Is rook fd1 only move?
Let me see.
That's the key point. I think that's right.
No, you can take on d7 also, and then
after b4, rook d1, rook f7. I don't know. All right, fair enough. I guess you will have queen a6 there.
So here, there's this. So instead of hg5, we have bishop e8. We can take here, and we have come here.
Yeah, well, once bishop e8 has been forced, then we're in very good shape.
Yeah. So this variation is not as clear as the other variation the computer gave, and that's why that was not the top choice of the computer. I still like the other variation, this variation better.
Yeah, queen h5 is nice.
Well, I'm not going to give you a point though. This one everyone had except for MVL.
It has to be f5, right?
That's wrong. He played rook fd1. But of course you should play f5.
Yeah, I mean, if black is allowed to put the bishop on f5, only black can be better.
Yeah, so here, okay, we can debate how much better it is. If you go here, you can even take this guy.
Yeah.
If you go here, which is main line, then you have to move the bishop to avoid mate.
Yep. Rook d7. Okay.
Yeah, and take stuff.
I wanted to put my king on f4.
Okay, you try to make mate, but I play g5 long before you get there.
Okay, I guess
so
that makes sense.
You go here, I play here.
And then king e3, g5. You survive. So rook d7 is better, yeah. Okay. But
okay.
Oh, sorry. I know. I was thinking of this king f2, king e3 plan if black had played rook h7 to save the pawn. But okay.
Okay. No, it from my perspective, these are problems to be solved. They're not to calculate everything to the end. So if you solve the problem and then towards the end you do something silly, I generally don't care. If you checkmate yourself,
okay,
and you generally should be educated in not making too long variations.
Yeah.
About anyone in particular. I might give you a small deduction for that. Okay, what do you want to play here?
Bishop a3.
Okay, this is also quite easy, yeah?
I mean, your bishop on b2 is an idiot. Get rid of his best defensive piece.
It's the worst place piece. You go and defend, you exchange the main defender. And okay, there's some different lines. Okay, this kind of stuff here is just never going to work for black.
Yeah, I mean, queen g6, there was going to be queen h8, bishop f8, queen e5.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I didn't see like forced mate.
You could win there in many ways, I'm sure. You could.
I didn't see like
You could at least take all the pawns, so you
sure.
can have 3 pawns for the piece or something. The king's still in trouble. So here and then okay, this was suggested by some, but I don't see why white would want to go into a rook ending. Queen
well,
ending.
I mean, rook h4, rook g8's a little annoying, but I mean, say we like take on e7 and then go rook c6, it sort of feels like mate.
Here it's I think there's a little bit of counterplay here, but still white's still better. So I have a variation that goes like this.
Okay.
It's also not really what you want. So here,
I mean, you should win that, I think,
position, which obviously wasn't the problem to solve. Check, check, and here, and the king is in grave danger.
And there also, without black's rook coming to g8, he has basically no counterplays, so that's kind of nice.
The computer desperately wants to go here, and we take this guy. And black hasn't lost, but we have definitely solved the problem of how to make life most uncomfortable for him. So the fact that a computer can, okay, it will say probably +1. Let me just check actually. No, I'm not checking. The case that the computer can hold it is irrelevant for practical play. We don't really care about that.
Yeah.
Most often I don't like to put exercises that computers can save in books.
All right.
But there's been one or two exceptions where it's so obviously that there's a right move, and then afterwards you can analyze very deeply and see if black plays all these fantastic moves. Okay, so Boris, a good friend, he submitted a few games for our Christmas camp, and something went wrong in my accepting them. That I said thank you, and then I never looked at them. So I put some in the homework instead, and this is the first one.
So here I thought we have to take on e6. I mean,
very tempting, right? It's
kind of hard to see another sensible move.
Yeah, in the game, bishop f4 was played, and after queen b3 it was I think already better for black, but the game was drawn. So here must take,
Okay,
check.
Yeah, so now there's bishop e7 or queen g5.
So bishop e7. Okay, this is not even in my notes.
But it's true. Well, it made sense. I mean, basically the way I saw it is white's about to play e7 and give mate, so black has to do something to stop that. Here, there's just checks and captures all the way through. ef7, king f7, rook f1, king e8, queen c8, bishop d8, queen e6, bishop e7, queen c6. No, queen e6 first. And then bishop e7, queen c6, and rook d1 and mate.
Very stupid program.
Okay, and then check and rook d1 is mate. So that one was just checks and captures all the way through. Yeah. So queen g5 had to be the move, and I actually really struggled to break it down. I'm not sure I found something that convincing, but so
the way it counts is here. If you wanted to take an e6, but you didn't see queen g5, you got 50%. If you saw queen g5, you got 75, and if you saw the win here, you got 100%.
Okay, so I probably got 75 because I didn't find something that convincing. I thought we take on
was easy enough.
Yeah, so queen d7 check now.
Yeah, that's not right.
Okay, so I get 75%.
It's a big advantage, but
that's what I thought. I mean, I didn't see like a direct win, but it felt like black's position was sort of rancid.
Queen f3 is direct win.
Tom says rook f1, but then there is king e7, and I couldn't.
Rook f1 feels natural, it says, but here actually this is a worse version than with the rook on d1.
Yeah.
So here is so Sam's version was better than this, but here queen f3 exists.
So I saw this, but
first
king
line
g6?
to see is this one.
Yeah.
Here.
But king g6.
King g6, not even in my note.
This is where I struggled. I couldn't find a win.
h4.
And queen h5.
That feels like it must be made.
How?
Yeah, this is a good question. Maybe queen b3.
After h4, you play queen b3, and then queen e5 or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Kushal wants bishop h3, which is also very natural. But let's stop and actually look here. We are speeding ahead, so let's use our. Be quiet. Let everyone have a chance.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, I don't, but. So in the chat, there's a suggestion of rook f1. I don't see the mate after bishop g8, but maybe just queen takes f8.
Rook f1 there is h5.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, h5 I think is generally black's next move. This is where I got stuck after queen f3.
I'm also thinking queen takes e5 is a very relevant move here.
But I'm pretty sure I see a win now, so I'm realizing what I missed.
Could it be bishop h3, h5, bishop f5, king h6, h4, queen e7, then rook d6?
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
That's g6 there, right?
And then my thought was queen f4 check, king g7, rook d7, gf5, queen g5 check. And then if king f7, there is queen f6 check and white wins.
So let's try this.
Yeah, I missed this, just bishop h5 and then h4. Somehow I think I stopped calculating at this point, and here rook d6.
Turn the computer on in a few seconds to see how right this is. But okay, here rook d7.
Actually, though, after rook d6, yeah, and if queen d6, there is queen f4, right? Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, No, Shahal, my point here was if GF5, I have queen G5 check, not rook E7.
So there's in this line we had here's Sam wanted to do here, but even take on E7 and EF5 should be very strong.
Yeah.
But here it's maybe worth pointing out that this is much easier win.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I goofed on this queen F3, king G6. No.
I'll deduct 25.
Okay, fair enough. Did anybody else have this whole king G6 business when they solved it correctly?
Nobody had king G6.
Okay. So this one I thought E takes D5 was
Ooh.
Have I been Jacob?
Candidates, Sam here. Everyone else be quiet. He can see the chat. Don't say anything.
I mean, I checked a lot of different moves here and didn't find anything I liked. I mean, my guess is if you're claiming candidates, you're guessing that I didn't see knight D4 or something like that, but I did.
Why the worst place piece come here? Why you don't play this move?
Bishop C8.
Bishop C8. Let's see where we are here. What do you say? Bishop C8. What do you say, guys?
I thought this was completely unclear. For example, like here I was trying to make this work. I calculated a line, knight takes D5, and then bishop takes B7, C takes B7, rook B8, knight C6, queen E8, and I thought this is just complete mess, and I have no idea what's going on.
My notes just say D5.
And if rook G7?
You take it, I guess.
And bishop takes G7? Just what? I mean, D5 is hanging, B7 is hanging.
Maybe queen A5?
And then if I play bishop B7 and he takes D4, can I possibly be worse there?
Queen takes C7, then you have rook B8, okay.
Or D takes C3? I mean, it's just, I thought totally unclear here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought if you were going to play this way, you should at least go knight takes D5, but I couldn't quite make it work.
If we play knight E6?
I'll take, like,
the forward-looking move. So only knight takes is critical, right?
Well, okay, you can play bishop E6, D E6, queen D3, for example. It's not totally stupid. I mean, it just feels like a giant mess every way you slice it.
Queen D3, knight E4. That looks very convincing.
Knight takes E6. I mean, like, it's King's Indian. I'm sure there's going to be something.
Maybe. C7, rook D8.
Okay, but like C7, even knight takes C7, rook C7, queen F3. You're rapidly running out of pawns. Your king is wide open.
No, come on. Something like queen C4. You're totally going to be mated there.
Me or you? Rook D8. I think you're the one getting mated.
Knight D6.
Queen H1, F3. You have to go king like E3, bishop H6. I think I'm going to mate you, not the other way. I don't know. What telling me. Oh, I messed up because I didn't see that.
So just to be fair to people, we are looking at
this line: 94, 96, C7, and then I don't know if I have to take that, but let's suppose I do. And queen takes F3. Is this so?
I was saying here and here and here, and you were saying check.
Sure.
And here,
F3 check.
And here and check.
And king queen B1 check, and then.
I was thinking I'm going all the way.
Okay. I'm sure you all calculated this from the start.
I saw it. I don't know if you did.
No, I didn't. Queen B2 check?
If white has to go for this, it cannot be convincing.
So what after queen B2 check here?
I guess I'm continuing up the road. Why not?
Okay, but like rook d6, bishop f8.
My friends are telling me this is a good move.
That's a good move. Yes. Well, queen h2. Are you sure that wins? Queen h2 after bishop d4.
King e6 check.
Oh, it's check.
King g8, king e7 check. No, we need this on the board here.
Oh shit.
We need this on the board here. I'm enjoying this too much. Check. Check. Ooh, mate.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Very nice. Charge the king to e7. Very clean variation, Jacob. I don't know. I was after bishop c8. I thought this was like super unclear. I mean, I thought you should play knight takes d5, not e takes d5. But even that was also very messy.
So here after take, and you say here.
I mean, this was one move. I mean, what black also could have.
Apparently, my machine says this is very strong.
Is that only move according to the machine?
No, queen b4 also good, but knight e4.
So what happens after e4 now? Hang on, but what happens now after e4?
So this was after knight takes e6. Let me.
Yeah, because here after queen a5, e4, and rook d8 is coming.
This variation here was totally clear, all the way, plus 7-8.
The one that we went through?
Yeah, you never had anything.
Okay.
let me just check if that statement isn't a bit exaggerated. No. I beat you fair and square. King e5 only move.
Okay. And fair game. Fair deal.
King e7 is made.
You can see why I didn't think this was so clear when I was calculating during the game, right?
Nah.
All right. Oh, Tom had a nice line there. That's nice. But okay.
So what's that line?
So the line he was giving was after bishop e6 here, d e6, queen d3.
Sorry.
And then queen d3. He was giving the line queen a5, and I thought this was bad on account of e4. Or he was saying queen a5 instead of knight e4, and I thought this was bad on account of e4. Knight takes e4, and then rook d8. And he's pointing out queen d2 because of bishop c3, queen c3 is check. Which I think is nice.
I think here it gave me like 100 winning variations, so it's also a feeling. Like, okay. How do you believe things are here? So we were talking about this line also.
Yeah, this I also thought was not clear at all.
And here, yeah, this apparently is the move.
Is that only move?
Well, also queen b4, but you can see what you're heading for here.
Okay, so bishop e6.
Okay, but c7, you have no threats.
Not yet, but I mean, if I start with like rook c8, now I'm threatening bishop c4. If you play rook b8, maybe e4. I don't know. I mean, or queen f3. Strikes me as crazy unclear. I'm interested to see why my move is wrong. I mean, that's like, I understand this is probably, the computer will say this is winning, but if I'm more interested in seeing like why was e takes d5 wrong, because this I thought was.
Yeah, so here this is crazy unclear, yes, because I got something wrong here in this position. White to play and win. Not
rook g7 and queen e5.
That's why you give the students a chance then.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yes.
Even this, how clear is this? Pretty clear, yeah.
Pretty clear, because
you cannot play rook e8.
You cannot play rook e8, which is the whole point.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the game where e d5 was played.
Okay.
And here knight d5.
And queen e4.
And queen e4, and there it's very important. Here black played bishop g7, and after rook g5 was played in the game.
Bishop g7, I thought rook g7 was winning.
This is also very strong. Yes, it's not winning, but it's very strong.
Okay.
But here black should take, and here project the e5 pawn and.
Oh.
Coming in.
Oh, you're gonna laugh at me. I get it.
Yes, I am. What did you think?
No. I thought after knight c3 I win with queen e5, and I'm realizing I missed bishop g7, rook g7, queen d1 mate.
Ah.
This is what I missed. Yeah, because I thought that here after knight c3, queen e5, black is dead, but I missed queen d1 mate.
So Aracho was saying Sam is flexing his 2,700 plus muscles. Yes,
missing mate in 1 at some point is not the best, but
overthinking. I agree.
It's overthinking. I mean,
overthinking, underperforming. We're gonna have to dock your point here, Sam.
You know, I mean, I got this wrong. Fine, but it's okay.
Okay, finally. Okay, this one I don't think is not so
just
tricky,
G4.
mainly because there's a number of decent ways to play. So.
No, what do you mean a number? G4 is the move.
G4. Yeah, I didn't. Some people wanted to play this before the G4.
No, the bishop goes to D3.
Yes, so G4. Okay, I have not much choice here. I must go back.
And bishop D3, and it's like horrible for black.
Okay, let's say I have different options here. Let's say I play here.
I don't know, knight G2 or something. I mean, look, knight G2 there's queen D4, but like, I mean, don't know. I mean, I just kicked the bishop back to D7. The knight on H7 has no squares. Our pieces are better. Like, I mean, this is the move we like.
This is the way to play.
Sure.
Bring everyone in. Knight F3 and
yes.
Here we're not even momentum. We're just, we're improving our position with momentum, but we're just bringing in the pieces.
No, this one I thought was incredibly straightforward.
Yeah, it is not a terribly difficult exercise. So also here, if black plays F5, we have a number of ways to play. Queen C2 is good. So knight E2.
My plan was knight G2.
And plan was knight G2. Let's see if we have to deduct or anything. Probably not. Knight G2 is fine. Knight E3. So didn't Sam just score 10? No, we.
No, I got a quarter of a point off for this one with queen E3 to G5 because.
Yes.
Because I saw more than everybody else, so I rejected.
Oh, not everyone. Not everyone.
Okay. But yeah.
So different things.
But yeah, look, I got 9.75 is what it seems, including one missed mate in 1. So Doug, you and I are in good company on that.
So I've been asked to show the statistics. Okay, so this is the statistics without Sam because I didn't know his score. So here, let me see. A little bit bigger. Otherwise, how are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
I messed myself up at the gym yesterday a little bit. Nothing too serious, but
you were allowed to leave the house.
I mean,
that's quite nice.
Sort of, but okay.
Here, I had to actually drive today for a little bit, and my car was complaining that the battery was running low because it's been stationary for too long.
Yeah.
And partly also because we need a lot of energy to defrost the windows. And,
right. Where did you drive?
I drove my kids home.
Okay.
They walk across the tundra every morning, and then they walk back, but they were in a hurry today.
All right.
And Shahid is planning to play in Serbia. It's very, very good idea. Since you're young and healthy, you should be fine.
I'm jelly.
And I have to say here I know a lot of people are dying in America right now from the virus, but it's nothing compared to here.
Yeah.
Twice as many people. So
it's not so bad where I am. America's a big place, and I mean, California has been pretty aggressive about the rules, and the region I'm in is not particularly hard hit, actually.
I think we're going to be in lockdown for months.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
So, yes, good luck to Shahil.
Yeah, go Shahil. I wish I could play, but I'm just going to have to get my pom-poms out and shit. Go Shahil, rah, rah, rah. Shahil's the best. But,
Ooh, I'm very sorry to hear that, Kevin. Please take care. Doesn't rating performance for points decrease because Sam got 10 points? I'm going to change this. So I'm going to put in Sam as well. And my guess is the rating performance will increase. So he didn't get 10 points. He got 9.75.
Yeah.
No, I think this time it was not. It was it was probably the friendliest killer sheet I've done.
It didn't strike. A lot of them struck me as pretty easy. I mean, the hard ones I don't think were any easier than the other hard ones you've given, but
Yeah,
there were some that just struck me as really straightforward.
I sort of just felt friendly.
Okay.
It's already gone away, so it's fine.
Yeah, I've made it. My friend, who's a bit of a softie, she made a New Year's resolution to be a bit more mean, and I said that's a great resolution. I'm going to do the same.
Oh no.
So yeah.
Oh gosh. So we'll have a lot of very insular events. Apparently Shahil got the slot in the Soviet tournament that Doc dropped out of, so that's good. So we're going to have a lot of insular events in February. We're going to have the Academy Championship, which will be over quite a number of tournaments, and there'll be some knockout things. We'll have 2 groups. We're going to announce the Student of the Year for 2020, but you have to be a member when you get announced. And we'll see if we can do some other fun things. Sam, they say they want you to play in the Academy tournament.
How long will it take? Maybe I'll play a match with the winner. How about that?
So I think for you we can put you straight into the quarterfinal.
We'll talk.
Yeah, it's quarterfinal 8 players. Yeah, because it's going to be the way we're going to do it. We're going to have a few qualification tournaments.
Yeah.
And then we're going to put have small matches. Which well, with time control, so we have to debate it. We're doing so many things that very often we're making things up at last minute. But I think we should have like a rapid style tournament in February, and then we can do a Blitz Championship later in the year.
Yeah, sure, could be fun.
And then we will do a Bullet as well.
That one I'm not going to win.
Do you remember when I played Bullet with Aryan in October 2019?
I remember you dancing around a lot at the end of the game. Is that the one you danced around after?
No, that was when I checkmated Prague 2 times in a row
okay. What happened in the Bullet game with Aryan?
I won on time after like 6-7 moves because my clock still said 1 minute, and he couldn't stop laughing because I'd moved so fast. Unfortunately, I cannot do that with a mouse. Yeah,
no, it's tougher with a mouse. I played this match with Naroditsky online, where, I mean, like in general, he's a very good blitz player, and I'm not that great, but I am a better chess player than him, so you'd think that we'd probably be normally peers. Like in face-to-face blitz, we usually get like 50-50, but he was just too fast with the mouse online. I couldn't do it. But we did some good trash talking though, and he had the best possible line. At some point, I said, well, you know, my mom taught me that in this structure, white is usually better if black's knight is on c6, but if black's knight's on d7, then black is better. And then he says, well, my mom didn't teach me anything about this structure, but your mom did. Just like, ooh, that was savage.
Yeah, there was once someone was trying to do like something with my mom, blah, XXX with my mom. And I posted sent him a photo of her where she was, beyond the fact that she's very old, also she was with inside the cape of the evil emperor from Star Wars. Better you than me. There's a question here. Meeting for new members coming on Saturday. those who have been around for a long time and knows how everything works, it's really not for you. But those of you who still feel a bit like you want to know things about how things work, you're very welcome. But for example, Kusha, I think you know how everything works, so I'm not sure that it's going to be very attractive for you, but I'm not going to police who's showing up. And Charles says, if you play Bullet with me, I will often break the clock. Well, bring a cheap one to Calcutta next time then, or we'll see if Barua will spare us one, and we'll see.
All right, I gotta
So
get.
we will also have down the line, we will have some meeting about talking about general questions of chess training and so on. So it's the meeting on Saturday is more like you know, how to submit homework, how to click on the various buttons and what's on the website and so on. So that's and telling people how to submit questions and so on. It's very basic. How many members are there in the academy? Well, we are a good size, but we are not dominating the world yet. So, okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. Sam, thank you very much for getting out of bed for us.
My pleasure. Good to see everybody.
Thank you, guys.